All right. Good morning. Thanks for being here. Happy Tuesday. Glad you're here. We've got a jam-packed day today, so we're going to be getting through the material. Very first thing we're going to do is welcome Peter Shabri. Peter, come on up for fireside chat.
I know.
Just quiets everything down, right? It's silence. No breaks. So meditative. All right. Good face. How you doing? Good. How are you? I'm all right. All right. Javon. Sure. Okay. So, second week of February is National Quitters Week. So Strava, you guys know what Strava is? So Strava is the social workout app for your phones. Kate, look at all the happiness you bring. Your big sequin red font.
We need more of this. Yeah, we need more of this.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah, we need more of this right now.
Bring it. Look at that.
That's culture committee.
That's right.
So Strava is the social app for people who like to work out. And what Strava has done is collects data on all of its users. And everybody sets New Year's resolutions January 1st for their health. And they track it with Strava. What Strava has found is that over 80% of people have quit on their resolutions by the second week of February. So this is Quitters Week. So why is that? The problem with setting resolutions or setting goals is you create this vision of what you want to do, and it's going to require you showing up differently than you have in the past if you want to get a different result than what you had last year, right? And so the way that we're all programmed is we feel like we need to just discipline our way into the new goal, right? So you get fired up, it's New Year's Day, hopefully you're not hungover, you're just going to discipline the shit out of your life to hit this new goal or have this new way of living. Whether it's losing 10 pounds, or benching your weight, or selling an extra house per year. You go in there with this mental fortitude, this discipline that you're going to will this thing into existence. What's the problem with that?
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. Why is that sustainable?
Because you're changing too much too fast.
Yeah.
As opposed to small steps that get you to your outcome.
I like that.
Over the course of months instead of days or whatever.
Yeah. So said another way, there's a lot of resistance, right? When you try to do something new, it's new behavior, it's new activity, there's a lot of resistance. Your body experiences a lot of resistance. Your brain experiences a lot of resistance because this is hard, something that you haven't done before. And so our natural inclination is to just discipline the shit out of this until we can power through it, right? The problem with that is that resistance creates stress and drains energy. Yeah. And that's why everybody hits the wall about 6 weeks into their goal. So that's not really a business plan, right? We're not going to be able to sell one more house per year if we just try and discipline our way there. So I think this is actually going to be a pretty good year of real estate. It's not going to be epic, but I think it's going to be better. And I think only because I think enough people have normalized to higher interest rates and enough people have been feeling pain in their housing long enough, they just got to hit the fucking button. So I think we're going to see a little bit more inventory that will make our lives a little bit easier. And so, said another way, that incremental increase might be a couple percentage points worth of sales. So maybe there's 3 or 4 or 5% more sales than there were last year. Okay, well, who wants to grow their income by 3 to 4 or 5%? One person. Everybody else hopefully has bigger aspirations for their income. Great. So that means that we're going to have to do something different. The market, there's not enough wind in our sails with the market to create a better result than what we did last year. We have to do something different. The problem is we try and muscle our way through it. Who's read the one thing? Who's read Atomic Habits? How good is that book?
It is.
It's one of my favorite books ever. Who else? Show hands. Who else has read it? Okay. And the one thing Gary talks talks about, the expression he says is that willpower is not on will call. So over the course of the day, as you're using your willpower, it saps your energy. Because you're literally forcing your body to do something it doesn't want to do. Picking up the phone and calling people, doing extra open houses, calling your sphere makes you anxious. All of these things require a lot of energy because you're doing something your body physiologically doesn't want to do. And that drains willpower, drains your energy, and by extension, willpower. So by the end of the day, you're shocked, which is why we all eat chocolate and ice cream. Because our willpower is shot just like we eat. So the concept Gary introduces in the one thing that's really kind of built on Atomic Habits is you don't use your willpower to get your goal. You use your willpower to set a habit. Because once you set a habit, it requires no more energy to do the same thing every day. So my son, like all gross teenagers when they're 14 or 15, wouldn't regularly brush his teeth. And so like he had to use willpower until he created a habit of brushing his teeth. I'm happy to say at 18 years old, he brushes his teeth every day. And it requires no energy. But for a while, it required energy for him to remember to brush his teeth every single morning and every time before he went to sleep. And so now it's a habit, and that habit just happens without him worrying about it. So the question is, we can't discipline our way for 365 days. What we have to do is discipline our way long enough to cultivate a new habit. Then the habit happens on autopilot. And the habit is what changes our lives. The discipline informs the habit informs our finances, or the change in our lives. So really, I feel like in December or in January, we should be asking ourselves, not what is the goal that I want for 2025? The question is, what is the habit I want to cultivate in 2025? That's really what this is about. So if y'all are not on track for your sales goals in 2025, and I'm betting the majority of us is not, even though it's actually a really good January, February is great. If you're not, I think the question is, are you pursuing a goal or are you pursuing a habit? The habit informs the goal. Does that make sense as a concept?
Yes.
One thing would tell you it takes about 66 days to form a new habit. Well, it kind of depends on the new habit. If you are going to the gym 5 days a week and you've never gone before, it might take longer than 66 days because it's such a radical change for your body and your mind. I bet that you could pick up the smoking habit in 2 weeks' time if you really wanted to. So it kind of depends on what the activity is and how far outside of your comfort zone it is. So I would just challenge you guys, like, what's the one habit that you want to change in 2025 that would impact your business? Sticking to your calendar. Yeah, because if you plan your calendar right and you work the calendar, the rest is just details. I love that one. What else? What's that? Sleep schedule. I love that as well. The idea is that gives you more energy, right? Excellent. What are some other habits? What's one habit? What's the single habit you can cultivate that would make the most impact in your sales in 2025?
Lead generation. Yep.
Lead generation. Okay, great. Now, if you're at 0 and you go to 3 hours of lead gen, how's that going to work out for you?
It won't.
Okay. So I won't call anybody out, but if you choose to be bold, how many people are doing an hour or less of lead gen every day?
I do an hour and 30 minutes.
Hour and 30 minutes. So an hour or less. Great. Who's doing none? Thank you for your honesty, Tom.
Yeah.
So what if you just did a half an hour? What would that look like in your business this time next year?
Hopefully, by the end of the year, we increase double that.
Your business?
The hour.
Oh, I'm just saying half hour.
And then we would have hopefully that 3 to 5% from.
Well, you'll have 3 to 5% just if you wake up and come to the office. That's what the market's going to do. But if you just move the lever by a half an hour, it's 2.5 hours of lead gen every week. Times, let's say 50 weeks, right? That's going to be 125 hours of lead generation over the course of the year just by doing a half an hour, 5 days a week.
Which is a lot compared to 0.
It's a shit ton.
Yeah.
What would your business look like if you did that?
So much better.
so much better. Right? And a half an hour is something that you have the discipline every morning to turn into a what? Into a habit. So I would challenge everybody in this room, if you're not doing any lead gen, you're probably not on track for your goals right now. If you are, just luck, and that's not a business plan. I would just challenge you to see if you could come in for a half an hour, 5 days a week, pick up your phone and do something for the next 66 days, and see if you haven't built a habit by then. Good? I think you are. I like it. I'll get the idea. Okay. Questions? Okay, well, that was a quick fireside chat then, wasn't it? All right, guys, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Nice when we have permission just to get a little better, right? Instead of, here's what you have to do. You have to have 3 hours of lead generation on your business every single weekday, which you've heard, 2 hours, 3 hours. You gotta do it, you gotta do it, you gotta do it. And then the reality is you just gotta, if you're not on goal, do a little bit more, get a little bit better, add a little more time. You don't have to set yourself up for failure. Love that.
I think a lot of us get into it because of the schedule, right? Like you get to create your own hours.
You do.
But then you realize if you create your own hours and aren't doing anything to produce a paycheck, those hours are going to be stressful hours because you're trying to figure out where stuff is coming.
Right,
As
absolutely.
opposed to like picking up the phone, calling someone in your phone that may be able to give you a lead or a referral or an actual sale.
Absolutely. Yeah, and getting it out of the way early, how important that is, because your body and your mind are so drained by the end of the day that attacking a new habit's probably not the best time to do that. So, well, look at that. We've got another guest. Hey, Nick. Our legal eagle is here.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
I'm going to talk to one person individually. Congratulations, John. Because you're new and you need to know this. I'm the attorney for Prodigy Title, and I love answering questions. Okay? You're going to get my cell, and you need to call me.
Nice.
Text me, email me. Email is usually the best. Texting is great. If you got something urgent, call me. I will usually be picking up the phone. Okay? If I can't, I will call you back. The legal questions are incredibly vast. Okay? They teach you this stuff in how long do you have for studying?
6 weeks.
6 weeks. Okay? I didn't stop calling the attorney for our underwriter for 6 years. Almost every day. Okay?
Fair.
I've been doing this since 1992. I am still learning new stuff.
Mhm.
So, just for quick reference, call me with your legal questions. I love answering legal questions. And there's so many little details that can change it from this answer to this answer that it'll blow your mind. Okay? So, always call.
Nick, how many realtors you see out there practicing law?
None. I try to help everybody not practice law.
Don't practice law.
There is a fine line when it comes to negotiating contracts, doing your addendum, things like that, where they say, hey, you're changing the addendum, you're practicing law, and sometimes yes, sometimes no, it depends on what it is. If you have a question, call me. Let me know. Send me it by email, I'll take a look. I'm here today because we just had this happen, and I heard that another title agency had this happen, and it went all the way through. Years and years ago, we had this happen in a different way, and I'll explain, but we had how do we move this forward? We had
That's not it.
Okay, that's okay. We had a realtor say, hey, this seller had us using you, but the buyer moved it to a different title agency, but the seller still wants to have everything go through you on his side. They want you to represent them, they want you to do the docs, they want you to do the money, and I'm going, why? What's going on? Well, I'm not sure, he doesn't trust people, and da-da-da. I'm going, okay, this is a little weird. Is he in town? No. Can I meet him? No. It's all electronic. Phone and email, phone and email. I said, okay, you're not helping me too much. He said, said, well, call him. So I call the guy and I say, hey, when we get the docs prepared by the other title agency, I'll go over them with you, make sure this all works. And he's going, well, I just want to know when the docs will be ready, so you can email them to me. I'll get them signed and get them back, so I don't delay the closing. I go, okay, nobody's met this guy. And the main thing, when you don't know somebody, is don't let them control the notary process.
Huh.
Okay? A lot of times, if we know who we're dealing with, things like that, we'll just email them the docs, say, get them notarized, send them back. A lot of closings, they say, hey, just send my people the docs, they'll get to the notary, they'll send them back. And a lot of times that's fine. When we know who they are, that works great. When we don't, that sets us up for fraud. Okay? So if you don't know this person, if you've never met this person, make sure that the title agency knows this so we can control the notary process. And that notary process is just this. We email the docs to somebody who's committing fraud, and they already have some notary that they've seen before. They've got their stamp, they put that signature on the doc and put a fake stamp on there and send us the docs back. It was never notarized. Okay? How crazy, right? So we're in the middle of this, and the guy is asking me when the docs are ready, and I said, hey, I got it. We got this covered. You aren't gonna have to waste 2 minutes finding a notary. You're gonna get the notary, we're gonna send them over to you. Well, no, I'm really busy, I'm traveling a lot. And I said, hey, that's even better. If you're super busy, wherever you're gonna be, let us know. We'll have a notary meet you there. And you don't have to spend any time. Well, I don't think that's gonna work. And he's trying, he goes, just email me the docs and I'll get them.
Kind of like that gift card scam.
Yeah.
Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
Okay, so. The guy stopped calling us. The guy stopped texting. I called the realtor and I said, hey, this looks really weird. I called the other title agency and they said, you know what's even weirder is we closed this guy 5 years ago when he bought the property.
Whoa.
Well, this is, you're getting really weird. Did you happen to get any contact info? Sure, phone number and email at the time. Great, can I have that? So they give it to me. I tried the phone number, no answer. Get electronic, doesn't even say a name. I'm going, okay, still be the same guy. I tried to email, didn't get a reply. Several hours later, I called the phone number again. Somebody answers. I said, is this so-and-so? Yes. I said, hey, do you happen to have a property here in Cincinnati? I said that. Yes. And he doesn't know what's going on. He thinks I'm trying to scam him. And so I tell him what's going on a little bit. And I said, by any chance, are you selling that property? First off, did I just talk to you a couple hours ago? And he goes, no. Okay. And by any chance, are you selling this property? Not at this time.
Oof.
Okay.
Mhm.
I know I've got the phone number of the guy from when he bought it. So I know I've got the right guy here. He's not selling this property. So now what? Right? Now it's piece of cake, right? Just cancel the closing. The buyer won't care. The realtors are all good, right? No.
Buyer wants to buy the house.
The buyer wants to buy the house. How did you get a fake seller? What is going on? How do I point fingers at somebody, right? So now we have to cross the T's and dot the I's and confirm that the fake guy is fake. So I'm asking him to send me his ID. And by the way, give me his buyer instructions. So I can contact the bank and tell them they got a fraudulent
Yep.
seller and a fraudulent account. So just a little bit of fun. What's not fun is the other title agency that handled this and didn't have the luxury of that phone number or that email to check,
Mhm.
right? So the only thing I know to use is the tax billing address at the county. If you don't know if this person is your seller, send a message to that property address, wherever they're getting the tax bill. And that might get you an answer before you close. The other title agency closed it. People were out of the lot. By the way, empty lots are the best and the most targeted properties. Okay. And so the people were out of the lot. Somebody comes by and goes, hey, what are you doing with my property? They go, well, we're just measuring it to see if we can build a house or whatever. And he goes, you're not building anything on my lot. That's how they found out they want somebody else's lot.
You could get shot.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, that's,
You can. So.
Depends on where you're at, but
but
yeah.
I mean, just showing up measuring your lot, that's not yours.
So those are the red flags.
So what happens in that case?
Okay, so in this situation, it's still ongoing, but the contract will cancel. The buyer was told not to wire funds. The buyer knows that there is going to be no closing. And everybody's upset. But there's nothing else to do. Everybody's less upset now than they would have been had the closing argument. If we had this happen before, and here's the funny thing, if the buyer doesn't get an owner's policy of title insurance, the buyer, if they closes, the buyer is hiring their own attorney and trying to figure out who's at fault, which is really, really difficult. So they're gonna be looking at everybody, right? So that is a statement that the owner's title insurance actually would help you in that situation, right? Because they're gonna get covered by the title insurance. They don't have to hire an attorney to come after you. Okay, if they'll come after someone, you involved.
Mhm.
Just out of curiosity, this
It's
was
a
an
lot.
empty lot. They're empty lots, the vacation homes that don't have people in them,
Mhm.
those are the most targeted ones. Okay, and one other thing, if somebody buys an owner's policy of title insurance, there is a new version called the enhanced policy. It's an upgrade. It's 15% more expensive than the original version. So the enhanced version actually will cover title theft after the closing. So if somebody has an owner's policy that's an upgraded policy, and then somebody else tried to commit fraud on their property, they're covered. About 15% more than the original policy.
When would be a good instance where you would need to do that upgrade?
The upgrade covers a couple other things that'll cover after. So if you're in a homeowners association, it'll cover if your shed's in violation, if you have violations of homeowner association items. So with the swing set, it'll cover removal, it'll cover movement of a shed. It has other things. So there are several different instances where it'd be good,
Uh-huh.
but an empty lot, I would always get.
Okay.
You add it later, didn't buy that.
You can add it later. We have to become suspicious that you found some extra facts out that cause you concern. And we have to have you sign a new affidavit that you don't know of anything.
Simply based on.
You always have 30 days after the closing
It's
to
a
get these.
property that's set up with this type of fraud,
Right.
Yeah,
but it can be.
so yeah, you can get it.
Do you have a lot of vacant lots?
Yeah.
Does
Anybody else have any other legal matters? Okay, so I know this is a packed day. Thank you very much. If you do have legal questions, call me, email me. I love questions.
Thank you. Thanks, Nick. Look, and they're already exchanging contact info. Happy birthday! We've got some birthdays. What is today? The 11th? So Jared's is today. Well, happy birthday to our February birthdays. We do? Oh.
That's nice.
Bo's not here yet. Is Bruce here? Happy birthday to our February birthday. Bucket fills. What you got? Share. Whose bucket can you fill today? Do I need to wear this? Y'all can hear me, can't you? Yes.
I'm gonna fill everyone's up with things to be growth and teaching average. Last year, we had a bunch of people, but we plan on keeping that, so we're meeting the first Wednesday of the month at noon. If you're interested in learning more about growth in business or things that can help you.
Yeah, kudos to the growth committee. You guys did an amazing job. That was an awesome first meeting. The room was packed. So good job. Oh, smart plans work. What else? What else do you have? Who else's bucket do you want to fill? I don't have anywhere to go today. I can see here.
Jennifer post nothing. No, but we met on Saturday to work on smart plans. We had a really good time, and set a goal of what we wanted to do. We got it done. So we'll be out here this Saturday as well. So you guys will join us. Saturday, yep.
What time? 9:30. Maybe we'll switch to 9:30 for
Yeah.
going forward. So 9:30 on Saturdays, they're digging into smart plans together. Y'all had quiche,
We did.
fruit.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. I love that we've got groups of individuals that like don't wait for something to be created, they create it on their own. Let's just do it. You know, that's fantastic. Anything else? Any other buckets we want to fill? Mhm.
The open house with them, we did a fun time ago. Yes, we filmed the video.
The video is great.
And, we just like talked about the grounds, like,
Nice. I love that. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else before we go? Moving on. Mindset with Bo. And he's not here. So we're gonna keep on going.
We got a lot of snow.
Did they?
Yeah, just like 6, 7 inches out there. So,
Whoa.
Them and Tara are on their way. They've been on their way for like 2+ hours.
Oh, God, love them. Okay. Where's Craig? Hey. That's okay. One thing we know how to do is pivot. We are real estate agents.
I think we're down to less than 9 minutes for the day now, so pretty good. So anybody going out to family reunion?
I am.
All right, so we'll have a nice food set up down there. We'll have a couple breakouts. Breakouts, this is gonna be our big year for Agent Plus. I can tell you that we have 4 licensed Agent Plus in between Kentucky and Jeffersonville. We're waiting on 7 bills to finish up their testing. We have quite a few people that have signed up. So the real news is, we onboarded a Agent Plus yesterday in London, right? It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, and his big aha was, I keep standing up here and throwing statistics to you guys, that your database is full of refinances. You're not tapping into it. 22% of your database is going to do something with a mortgage this year. He had 4 people refinance last month that are in his top 100 contacts. If he would have jumped on this back before the holidays, we would have had this in place and we would have had 4 deals that he got paid on in January. So that's real. So if you're going to be out at family reunion, we are going to have Mutual Omaha's bringing in some live animals for the Wild Kingdom portion. So stop by the booth. That'll be Tuesday and
Wild
Wednesday, I
animals.
believe. I think we're gonna have an owl. I believe we're gonna have a sloth.
Oh, the sloth.
The sloth's gonna show you how to write contracts. Really. So the other thing, we've had a lot of agents, especially the newer agents jumping on lately, is our online resources. So kwlens.com, because it's so difficult to get everybody in to come to a class, we put all the education in a digital format for you. So I know Jill knocked out, Les knocked out, the VA certification. We're big on AI is here and it's coming. If you're not using it, we have classes on there for utilizing AI. List reports, we have home reports. This is specifically for you to mine your database. So it's a monthly newsletter, it goes out to your customers right through this upload. So everything that we're doing this year is to create value and help you mine your database and creating an opportunity that you can make some money on. So it's up to you if you want to step through that door. So Agent Plus is full force this year. So don't miss out on the opportunity to capitalize on some extra money for your database and get in front of your database. So if you have any questions, let me know.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So those 4 refis last month, if those people were in my database, what kind of check would I have probably seen?
$6,000.
$6,000 in 1 month for 4 people refinancing, and I didn't have to do anything other than connect them with Craig. Let that one sink in for just a second. I don't know about you, but the idea of passive income really excites me. How we're not taking this opportunity blows my mind. Blows my mind. yes, this is me fussing at you. Y'all need to be doing this. Absolutely need to be doing this. It's real.
And we'll have check as soon as we start on this stuff, we'll start seeing what other agents are making, you know, it's,
We had more reactions about the sloth than we did the 6,000. So maybe there's an opportunity. Maybe you give a sloth away every time. Did that make y'all sign up?
That's like classic social media. Everybody's taking such stuff that doesn't matter. The other thing I'll hit on real quick is, you know, they did freeze the CFPB, which is kind of the governing body right now for clients. And it really, if it ends up happening and they disbanded, it's not a big loss for us. I mean, they're still gonna, you know, be all over us about disclosures and stuff. But the CFPB, the problem with them is they don't have anything governing them. So basically, they have a license just to fine us, but not advise us how to run our businesses. They basically say, hey, you guys go ahead and decide what you think is best practices, and then we'll decide if that's right or not.
After we find you.
Yeah, and that's how it works. I mean, it's so ridiculous. So that should be some things up. So appreciate you guys. Let me know if you have any questions.
Kristen, just to let you know, the average price of a sloth is $6,000.
You can buy a sloth.
Great. Now it's gonna be up.
Sloth or $6,000. You get to choose. Which one do you want? That's perfect. Thank you for that. Oh, you made it through the snow. We're so happy you're here. You have any
Look, he
wisdom
looks
you'd
so
like to
thrilled.
impart on these fantastic humans?
Yeah, so. Yeah, a couple things. So I think one of the things that we, you know, the slide says mindset. Again, I think it's, I think as we look at 2025, it's mindset / skill set. I mean, guys, we're moving into a skill-based market, right? We know this to be true. Last year, we sold about 4 million homes, and we're predicting a big giant spike, right? About 4.2.
Woo!
Yeah, we got a one woo, right? So it's going to be a lot of the same. Now, here's the interesting part of it. If you were out there transacting over the last 12 months, one of the things that you know is what's going on in the market, right? I mean, you understand what's going on in the market. You know what's out there, right? You know what you have to deal with. What's the one big thing this year you're not going to have to deal with that you dealt with last year? It's completely, it's basically gone now. You don't have to worry about it. So
Oh, the NAR.
there you go. That
There you
thing,
go.
that NAR thing, right? You guys realize that by simply embracing a few things regarding your specific value proposition, right? You guys know that we got that shoved down our throat. Now they shoved it down our throat in the way of a buyer's rep agreement, some of the other things that they did. Now, and I say shove it down our throat with all the love in my heart. And yet what I'm going to tell you is they force us to take some different actions. Yes?
Yes.
I do things differently. It's change hard.
Yep.
Yeah, it's always hard, right? As human beings, we naturally resist change. So here's the interesting piece though. We started talking about a buyer's rep agreement. We started having conversations that we were probably supposed to have, right? Maybe some of you took the class at KW Value Squared, right? And the interesting thing is our commission average last year, 2.9. Now remember when everything hit, what did we think? I'm not working for free. I'm not having that, right? I'm not selling houses for a half. Well, here's the thing, we started having conversations around it, started bringing a little bit of awareness to it, and guess what? Because the year before, was it 2.9?
Nope.
2.7.
So it was actually lower, yeah. So here's what we know, that works. Price in the absence of value is meaningless. Think about that, right? That's sales one. Those of you that've been in sales for a while, that's sales 101 back in the dawn of time, right? If you don't talk about it, no one's going to pay for it. If you don't share those things with them, they're not going to pay for those. So the way forward in 2025, I get this question a lot. It's going to be relationships. And the relationships are built through conversations. The conversations are the relationships. You've got to get it in your mind, I guess, if we're going to talk about mindset. Whatever last year's lead generation efforts look like, this year, they're going to have to look differently. Now, there's a couple things. What does that look like? For some of us, it might be simply tracking the amount of conversations we're having every single day. Do you know how many conversations you need to have?
You know, you got one goal every single day. What is it? Lead gen, okay, and the goal is gonna have it, that's the lead measure, what's the lag measure?
Set appointment.
Yeah, set appointment. That's it. Every single month, right, as you're going into the new month, you've got to know exactly how many appointments that you have to set. My recommendation would be every single day you're logging, how many appointments that you set, how many appointments that you held, right? And how many agreements that you got signed, whether it be a buyer's representation agreement or it be a listing agreement. That's it. Those three numbers. Find somebody in this room or that's not in this room and basically reach out to them and say, every day we're going to send each other those numbers. Three numbers in a row. You can put commas, you can put dashes, you can put unicorns in between those three numbers, whatever you want with those three numbers, right? What do you do every day at 4:30?
I send you 3 numbers at the end of the day, every single day.
Every one of our team leaders in the 4 market centers, every day at 4:30, they send me those numbers. The reason they send them every day at 4:30 is because my phone goes off every day at 4:30 and says, get the number. Now, there's a lot on the team leader's plate. There's a lot on your plate. Your business, right? Your family, all the different things that are on your plate. Yeah, what I'm going to tell you is there are some things that will absolutely make the biggest impact on your business, and that's what it is. How many people did I talk to today? How many appointments did I set? How many appointments did I hold? Because at the end of the day, if you're not setting appointments and holding them, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, that's stuff you got to do, right? You got to close deals and go to closings, right? And make flyers. I wasn't much of a flyer guy. Anyways, what I'm saying though is there's a zillion other things to do that you could do, but there's only really a very few things that you should do. You will absolutely change the course of your business if that becomes a singular focus. It's almost like you're gonna be rabid about it. You're just gonna be like a crazed lunatic pacing, right? You're not sure what pacing looks like, just find Chad when he's up here, right? That's what pacing looks like when he's walking up and down the hallway, right? Talking to someone on the phone. They probably can't hear because he's talking very loud. Not really sure what that's about, but apparently his clients can't hear very well, so he talks really loud. No, seriously, but it literally, that's the kind, we gotta get it right in our mind. Don't sit and think about, I gotta sell a deal and average sale price and all these things you don't have control over, and the weather and the snow and the rain and everything else like that. Every single day, who am I going to talk to? Last month, so this end of this month, when we do our call, Tara and I will be, I'll be geeking out on some of the numbers from family reunion and share that stuff with you. I love to digest that and then kind of spit it back out. That really didn't land like I hoped, right? But I love to take that information and share it, right? Put it together. Because I'm telling you, those conversations from that information we pull at family reunion, that's the stuff that's landing in that listing presentation.
Yep.
You know why? It's not going to be about getting the listing. You got to get the house listed, and you got to list it on their money. That's the market we're moving into, right? Ask Peter Chabris, probably, or one of his listing agents on his team, probably, so that's pretty elite level stuff. And some of you guys are elite too. Do you ever go 10 for 10 on listings? No. You know why? Because that 10th one, they absolutely don't want to list the house on their money, so you walk. Because an overpriced listing will suck the life out of it, right? And the buyer says, I want to see 42 houses. Okay. Well, you're off a little. But keep those things in mind. So you've got to get it in your mind. And I think there's going to be so many things swirling, so many things to think about. Every day you guys have got people pulling you in 1,000 directions. You know what? Stand up at your desk, step away, and pull out that little Post-it note or your journal or whatever it is, right? Appointments set, appointments held, right? Contracts with, agreements, right? And then to do that, obviously, we need to talk to a certain number of people. I'll leave you with this. You guys know who Jay Papazon is.
Yep.
His wife Wendy's a real estate agent, right? It's been in business 8, 10 years. Okay. Every day she goes into her office and she looks on her desk, right? And she's got 2 jars. And they have these like circular pieces of glass. Yeah, you know the story. And they look like diamonds, if you will, right? And she's got 5 of them in this jar. And her goal by the end of the day, every time she has a conversation, she takes one out and moves it and drops it in that jar. Her goal is by the close of business, she's had 5 conversations. Now, what do you think when 5 o'clock rolls around and there's still one rolling around? She's
still dialing.
She's talking to people. every time the snow hits the ground, it's an incredible opportunity for you guys to reach out to the people in your database. Hey, just checking in, man. We got that snow last night. Hey, how's everybody doing? You guys need anything? Everything okay with the house? Right? Yeah, we're good. We're good. All right, awesome. Well, you know what? Hey, don't worry. Spring market's right around the corner. So if you got any friends or family members who have real estate plans, I'd love the opportunity to help. There, you just had a real estate conversation. 5 of those every single day. 10 of those every. Some of us in the room might need to have 12 to 15 of those a day, depending on the maturity of our database and who we're calling. Right? But it's so in this. I guess as I wrap things up on the old mindset moment here, I think it's really waking up every single day and knowing that before anything else gets done, that's what I've got to think about. Now, that might look like that first day might look like, who the heck am I going to call? Right? Open up your phone, call the people that you've been texting over the last week. Eventually, you'll get into calling doing follow-up. Right? That's a part of it. But you guys, we've got to get into conversation. We've got to get in conversation. Nothing wrong with texting, emailing is fine too. But we're really talking more about hearing someone's voice. They want to hear your voice, right? You guys follow that?
Yep.
This is phone. This is
I got
text,
it.
this is-
Yeah.
So I just wanna
Totally got
make
it.
sure, right? Yeah. And this is for some of us. Nobody that old in the room. Yeah. So she's laughing. She thinks I'm funny. All right. That's all I've got. That's all I've got. I just want to share that with you guys. Get back into the basics. You got to be brilliant at the basics. This isn't going to take a Herculean effort next year. The numbers are basically telling us it's going to be relatively flat. You don't have to have a business that's running flat. You just don't. You just don't. Because there are some people out there that are going to say you can't fight it, and they're just going to kind of go, oh, well. But you don't really have to be those. And it starts every single day with getting into conversation with the people that know, like, and trust you. Right? So, that's all I've got. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
Okay,
Y'all
well,
good?
we can make it my car and drive to Lexington now. No, I'm not. I'm kidding. I'll be here for a while.
Thank you, Bo. It's interesting, we're talking about mindset and creating new habits, right? We've heard from Bo and Peter talk about that today. And I know I keep bringing it up, and I'm going to keep bringing it up. Our 8 a.m. group that we have, we've got an agent who has been tracking her numbers. And when I say tracking, I'm talking like tally marks, right? That's how I do it. I've just got a piece of paper next to my laptop, and conversations get a mark, appointments get a mark, right? Appointments held get a mark. So I track like that.
I have a good sheet. If anybody wants to.
There you go. You've got a tracker
That
here.
Jeff Glover sheet is awesome.
So tracking those conversations to appointments to contracts. What's happened is the mindset had to be right for her to start that activity, right? So she got the mindset in check to start the activity. She started the activity, which then created a habit. She knows exactly how many conversations to have in order for her to set an appointment now. Because she's looked at those tally marks over a period of time and said, based on this information, if I talk to X amount of people, I'm going to hold X amount of appointments. If I hold X amount of appointments, I'm going to have X amount of contracts. If I have X amount of contracts, I'm going to have X amount of closings. It's in the math. But the habit part now is she feels uncomfortable when she hasn't hit her goal each day. She's hard on herself. It doesn't feel physically good. That's awesome. That's where you want to be, where it feels weird to not be lead generating. When you hit that, that's when you know you're like, okay, I'm in this. I got this. That discomfort of not doing your daily job is what you should be striving for. Does that
I
make
think it's
sense?
interesting because we all know what we're supposed to do. We just don't always do it, right? And that's that discourse that's created in your brain. If you've ever laid in bed at night, with your eyes open, staring at the ceiling, it's because your brain is spinning, right? Like, oh, my mind's racing. Your mind's racing because you didn't slow it down by doing the things that are going to make the greatest impact. It's also racing because it's searching for an answer to the numbers piece, right, that you don't know, right? If you knew your numbers and you knew some of those key metrics, your brain would stop looking for it because it's good and bad, right? Sometimes our brain works at night to come up with solutions for specific things in our life, and other times it's just runs and it's basically just running and we can't sleep, right? Different things like that. or we're not present in the conversation with people that we care about, right?
Yeah.
Because we're thinking about other things. Give those numbers, that logic side, it will slow that noise down, right? It will slow it down, absolutely.
Fewer Sunday scaries. And the video numbers. They don't hit the same. There you go. Blackpool Capital Partners.
We have guests. Come on up, come join us, please.
Thank you.
Do we have slides that I need to be aware of or no?
No slides.
Okay, I'm going on mute again. This has been a great day for me. I just keep hitting mute.
Hello,
I have that
everyone.
up?
My name is Brent Kendall, and that's Charles Klein. He's my partner. We work for a company called Blackpool Capital Partners out in Blue Ash. Now, before we get started, I just want everybody to give Lindsay a hand for inviting us out here.
Hey, Lindsay.
And out in the break room, there are some boxes of Tessa's donuts. I want everyone to try one because they're delicious, and I don't say that because Tessa's my daughter.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure.
No, I mean, maybe that's why you don't say it.
Now, Blackpool, we are an SEC registered firm, so we have to keep a sign-in list of all group meetings that we do. So I'm gonna pass some of these out. If you guys will just sign in. Does anybody need a pen? Here, I'll just- Okay, thank you. Anybody need a pen? Great, all right. Now, we're also, Charles, if you grab that basket, we're gonna pass around a basket because when we're finished, we're gonna raffle off a Outback gift card. So just put your business card in the basket and we'll do
I
that.
have a real gift card to Outback, $50.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a restaurant very. Business card. We're gonna draw at the end for a $50 gift card to Outback. And there is $50 on
Now, while you guys are doing that, Charles has a really interesting activity that we're gonna do. Because, how many people in here could say, what do financial planners do? We're gonna talk about that. So Charles has an interesting exercise. Everybody has this on their desk. If you don't have it, there's extras. So why don't you go ahead and grab those, and I should tell you, I've been in the business about 20 years. And Charles, we work together, we're partners. He's also a realtor.
So I was with Keller Williams, with the XP, don't go anywhere.
I'm sorry to that.
I love you all. Hope you throw the love back. So we're gonna have a little fun, little game, little competition. So this is, I know, something that realtors love to do. They love to compete with each other, okay? So we're gonna have a little timer going off, about 30 seconds. And what I want you to do, this is competition. I want you to, on this page right here, I want you to start, and at the very top left, there is the number 1. Grab your pen, and I want you to circle the 1. Grab your pen, circle the 1. The one without the red.
Oh,
One without the red. One without the red. All right, so now I want you to look and I want you to find the number 2 all the way to the very far right, kind of middle, there's a 2. Okay, so I'm going to have a timer of 30 seconds, and what I want you to do is I want you to find in succession numbers 1, 2, 3 on around, and we're going to see who gets the most in 30 seconds. All right, so on your mark, no cheating. Here we go. Go.
4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Pens down. All right. All right. Good job. How many got 15 or more? 15 or more? 20 or more? Who got 20 or more? Okay, so you guys got 15, 16, 16. Who got 16? Who had more than 16? Anybody? Well, how many you got? 17. Anybody had more than 17? 17? All right. First winner right here. What's your name? Catherine. All right. Let's give it up for Catherine. All right. Great job. Great job. All right. So next page, the one that looks like this. Let me give you a little secret. So same numbers, same order, everything. Now circle the number 1. The next quadrant, circle your number 2. Go down a quadrant, find 3. You're going to move over another quadrant and find the number 4. All right. So here we go. We're going to go 15 seconds and see how many you can get.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 15 seconds. On your mark, go.
This isn't funny.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. All right. Who got more than 17?
I stopped at 17.
17. Who got 20? 25. And we got, who got 25? Was there 24? 23. 22. 20 or 21? 21. So we got 21. Okay. We're gonna have to, you split it.
Paper, rock, scissors.
Ladies.
She always wins.
What's your name? Well, Maddie? Great. Congratulations. So here's what a financial planner does, is there's a lot of confusion with numbers and a lot of things that's overwhelming. And so financial planners, we try to make things a lot easier, a lot simpler, and try to make sense of the complicated. So that's what we do as financial planners. And thanks for playing along. Hope you had fun with that activity. Right.
Okay, so why are we here? What's this all about? We all love telemarketing, so. Especially those people that call you 4 times a week that want to buy your house, and you don't have to do all with cash, and you don't have to do repairs, right? How many, anybody else get those? Oh, God, I get them all the time. But we don't like telemarketing. We don't like junk mail. We don't like unsolicited emails. So there's another one. We offer a lot of services at Black Bull, and you guys have one of these. This lists all of our services, and we're not going to go through all this. That's just for you to keep and take home. But let me tell you how we got to where we are. I used to work with Kathy Peterson about 10, 15 years ago. Anybody know who Kathy is? She's the benefits director at the association, the Realtor Association. So I worked with her about 10, 15 years ago with a program that NAR had for realtors. So last November, I met with Kathy, and I gave her the sheet. We didn't go through the sheet then either. I just said, Kathy, what is it that we can do to best support the realtors here in Cincinnati? And she said, I get calls all the time for people wanting financial planning. So that's our wheelhouse. That's what we do. So I put together a proposal for Kathy. She presented it to the board in December, and the board approved our program. So I just want you to know that's why we're here. We're not just one-off doing this. It is a board-approved program. Feel free to reach out to Kathy to confirm what I'm saying. And now, a lot of people will want to look at our website, and I encourage you to do that. However, our website's being remapped. So it's not up and running yet. It'll be up and running in a week or two. We chose to work with the realtors in Cincinnati. that's the only group that I've gone to so far. And we want to work with the people because Charles can attest that financial planning for realtors often is something that gets kind of overlooked. I mean, you're selling houses, you're trying to get listings, you're setting up home inspections, and you're dealing with another realtor trying to coordinate the deal. Then you have family and you have other obligations. Life happens. And too often people think, well, you know, I really need to do that financial planning, but you know, maybe next one. But life keeps happening, it doesn't stop. So a lot of people get to the point where it's kind of almost. I have had many clients who, in their 50s, have less than $50,000 saved for retirement. So that's why we're here now. Charles and I, we're business owners like you. So we want to come and talk to people. We want to meet you in person. You know who we are. You know why we're here. You know what we do. And now Charles is going to state here about what our belief system is.
Okay. Well, one thing I know and I believe to be true is that many Americans just aren't prepared for retirement. I know that for myself. You know, I've been a W-2 employee, I've been a realtor, I've done a lot of different roles, and I find myself at, you know, mid-50s, I won't say my age. You know, I probably look 75, but, you know, mid-50s, and I'm not really ready for retirement. And so I pushed myself into this education of what my family needs to do, what do I need to do to be ready for retirement. And so part of that education, part of that preparing, part of that planning has led me into this role as a financial planner and with Black Bull Capital Partners. And it's been a great experience. And you know, I would just encourage you to open up to one of us and help you if you don't already have a financial planner. Because, you know, I appreciate what Bo said about lead gen. I mean, that's so critical. We've got to be making those phone calls. We've got to be making all those type of contacts, but we've also got to be looking towards the future. We've got to be making those plans. We've got to be putting money aside, and we've got to allow our money to work for us too. Not just we're working for our money, but our money's got to work for us. And that's so critical. So Brent and I, we have other colleagues that we work with in our firm. We would love to come alongside of you and help you and for you to be as successful as possible. You know, we know we can create budgets, help set up college funds, you know, for your kids. We can set up a retirement plan, all these types of things we can do to come alongside of you and help you. Take one thing off your plate to do, we can do that for you. We can do that with you. So that's why we're here. That's why we've taken the time to bring some absolutely delicious donuts. If you've not had one, they're absolutely delicious. I can attest to it. We want to have fun. We want to make complex simple as much as possible. And we do want to have a giveaway too. So if you've not put your business card in yet or a gift card to Outback, we want you to do that. Didn't come over here. Okay.
And I walked over to make sure I got my brand new.
Anybody?
Charles, I have a question.
Yes.
I don't know about everyone else, but I had a real misconception when I was younger that I needed to have money before I sat down with someone with you all.
Great question. You do not have to have money. In fact, being young, that's your best asset right there because you're starting early. You've got time in front of you. That is the best. So even if you don't feel like, oh, I don't have any money, well, that's great. Let's start. Let's have a plan that when you get money, as you get money, you're putting that money aside, and it could be just a little bit, and that's going to really grow and just build on top of itself. So if you're young, you're starting out brand new, this is the perfect time for you, really. So great question. Thank you.
And Peter talked about building habits. If you don't have money now, probably you are going to. You get in the habit of doing the right behaviors from the beginning, and you make those a habit, and you keep, like he said, 61 days.
66.
That was a
So-
test.
Yeah, yeah, that was just. So what's gonna happen here? Charles and I are gonna call you within a week or so, and we're gonna ask if we can schedule an initial consultation. Now, I want you to understand that absolutely no one process is anybody to twist your arm, is anything to give you the high pressure. We're gonna meet and do an initial consultation, just to find out what your financial goals are, where you wanna go, what kind of experiences maybe you've had, and see if we can help you, we will. If we can't help you, then that's okay. But the ultimate goal is not just to build a retirement for you, but to make sure that you don't run out of money after retirement. And you can still lead the kind of lifestyle that you want to lead, where you don't have to skimp and save, cut coupons and so forth. So that's our program. And like I said, we'll be in touch with you. Now, Charles, if you will do the honors here.
I don't got a business card.
Can you write your name on a piece of paper?
He could be me. You don't mind?
Oh, Kristen wins a lot.
I win a lot.
You got another chance at winning her.
Yeah, you just won a lot.
No, she's gonna give,
She's gonna.
she'll do it.
Okay.
Okay.
It's gonna be hilarious.
Kristen Brockett.
Oh,
It
so
is
close.
not.
Larry Edmiston.
All right. All right, folks, we do appreciate listening to us today. And like I said, we'll be in touch. And we're gonna be hanging around a little bit after this if you guys want to talk or have questions.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, want to make sure everyone has a chance to fill this out.
Yeah, I got everyone.
Thank you so much.
I was in my forties the first time I sat down with a financial planner. Really bummed about that.
Yeah.
Really bummed about that. So this is an opportunity. I would schedule an appointment. Thank you.
Thank you.
What time? Oh, we gotta move. Quantum Leap is coming up. April 5th. Family reunion next week. There's still time. Let us know if you want to go. Again, if you want to go, you can invite someone who sells over $2.65 million a year in real estate. And we can take them to family reunion and pay for half of your ticket. If you invite two, I will pay for all of your tickets. So it's a way to get there. Oh, look at that. And here's the app for family reunion.
Just a reminder, if you are going to Family Thursday, we are doing our
Know before you go,
So please be here for that.
which is going to be really good. And if you're going to family reunion for the very first time, you do not want to miss that info session. There's a lot of helpful information we'll be sharing.
Quick question.
Quick
Will
answer.
we hear from the leadership, like Jenna be here? or-
Jenna will be here.
Who else will be here? I'm just curious. Are
Jenna
you all
will be-
going, except
So
for
Peyton,
Kristen?
Kristen and myself will be out.
Okay.
Susan will be here, Jenna will be here, but commissions will be.
Chad's
processed as
gone.
normal, So you just turn them in and
They will be processed. And are you all closed? We're closed on Monday.
we are closed for Monday is a President's Day. the
So
office-
close Monday, and then Lindsay, Peyton, Kristen, and Chad will be gone.
And so this slide right here, this digital experience, the Market Center has purchased this. So we will have those classes that will be showcased. We'll be showing them here in the office. So we will have watch parties. We will not have team meeting next Tuesday, but that is during the vision speech. So we will have that being broadcast here in the office.
You'll want to be here. It's gonna be a good one.
We'll push that out to everyone later today.
We can put that on the calendar too, on the training calendar. Good stuff. Mega Agent Camp, oh my gosh. That's in August. If you've never been, please take a moment to think about it, because Mega Camp for me is, I love, love, love. I'll never miss Mega Camp, ever, ever, ever. I love it. It's a good, oh, and it's in San Antonio this year.
I was gonna say they're doing the remodel for the convention center.
Oh,
next year, so
well, there you go.
Join us at Mega Camp. And 28 real estate social media posts for February. Look at that. How easy is that? Thank you, Peyton. Thank you. Did you put that together? Oh, never mind, Peyton. I take it back. We've got our team fair today. So immediately after your team meeting, make sure that you come out here and you will get to introduce yourselves to various teams that we have in our market center. It's a great way for you to be able to have conversations outside of this office in case anyone's ever interested in joining a team. You'll have some familiarity with our teams. If you've thought about building a team, joining a team, it's a good way for you to have some conversations. So please join us. Some of them have goodies too, from what I understand. So no sloths, no sloths. I don't think there is a sloth out there though, but if there were, now I'm gonna have a sloth. Yeah. Thank you guys for being here.
For, refis.
Four refis gets you a sloth.
Agent Plus. and you
I mean, if that's what it takes for you guys to do
I
it, then
think
just
Mark- I
think
think
about
Mark-
the sloth you did at home.
I'm pretty sure Mark.
Also, health and wellness meets today at 1:00.
Health and wellness, meeting today at 1:00. Education meets today as well. What time? 1:00. That's probably on your info sheets too, I would imagine. Boom.